Hello, my name is Noel Joseph, and in this presentation, I'll try to give you an overview of our work with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in supporting regulatory harmonization in Sub-Saharan Africa. You may have already heard some elements of this work, but in this presentation, I will hopefully give you a fuller picture of our activity in supporting regulators in the region. I will describe the main components of our Sub-Saharan Africa work, from where we started in SSA1 back in 2018, what we have completed in SSA2, where we are now in SSA 2.5, and an outline of what is yet to be done or to do, which is SSA3. Starting with SSA1, this was the first piece of work that we did with the foundation and wanted to get the full picture of the regulatory landscape in Sub-Saharan Africa. So we started with scoping the regulatory landscape and conducted the regulatory, institutional, economic and political review of a representative sample of countries, and we looked at 28 of them in collaboration with a number of partners. We also reviewed harmonization initiatives in the veterinary sector and other sectors with a view to identifying the key enablers and blockers for regulatory harmonization. This work allowed us to draw up a decision model or a blueprint for harmonization, which in turn helped us devise the harmonization roadmap. This work was completed in 2019 and was well received by the foundation and led to the next phase of our work. The second stage of our work, called SSA2, focused mainly on the development of tools that would facilitate harmonization. Development of these tools required extensive consultation with over 35 regulators in Sub-Saharan Africa and 5 regional economic communities, international organizations such as the OIE and FAO, as well as Health for Animals, and workshops with both industry and regulators. During the year, we agreed on the key components and indicators for a self-assessment and benchmarking tool. We reviewed existing tools, collaborated with WHO to learn from their experience, and used the Human Global Benchmarking Tool as a template on which veterinary-specific indicators are currently being built. We also conducted a review of all existing application forms and data requirements across Sub-Saharan Africa. And following this review, we managed to reach an agreement at a technical working group level for a common application form and high-level data requirements. We also investigated the possibility of an online submission portal and what its main initial focus should be. And we agreed that as a first step, the portal should be able to allow applicants to upload the dossier, select the countries they wish to apply to, and the system will then notify the relevant regulators that they have received an application, so they can log on and download the dossier. Development of options as to how this can be delivered is currently being worked on. And it was agreed that other functionalities can then be added gradually once the basic function is delivered. So this is very much work in progress. We developed and published an inventory of initiatives that are designed to improve the regulation of veterinary medicines in Sub-Saharan Africa. This is designed to encourage collaboration and minimize duplication, and it is now published in the SMART website, smart-org.uk. And last but not least, we developed and published a global database of VMP regulators, and I will show you a screenshot near the end of the presentation. This will allow regulators to link up and collaborate, and it will also help industry to easily identify the relevant regulatory body in a number of countries. It currently has entry for over 140 countries. We completed SSA2 earlier this year, in July 2021, and this led to the piece of work that we are currently working on. This year, our main focus will be engagement on the roadmap. We have started sharing the roadmap with a number of national regulatory agencies and regional economic communities. Based on these engagements and feedback, we will update and review the roadmap. We plan to hold regional conferences in the different sub-Saharan African regions in order to consolidate and agree on a way forward in each of the regions. We plan to invite all the main stakeholders in these conferences. We will also be developing a computerized version of the self-assessment and benchmarking tool and testing it with selected countries to ensure its usability and clarity of the indicators. We are in the process of developing an e-learning suite of modules covering generic products and the assessment of such products, with a particular focus on bioequivalence. This will then be made available to the regulators in the region to access. We will be supporting the joint assessment process that the Zazibona Plus group of countries are establishing. This is expected to lead to a formalized mutual recognition type arrangement similar to that of the EAC, East African Community, within the Zazibona Plus countries, and eventually even the wider Southern Africa Development Community region, the SADC region. We will also be providing training in collaboration with the French agency, ANSES, on the GDP inspection in the 8 French-speaking West Africa Economic and Monetary Union countries, the WAEMU countries. The planning work for the implementation of the roadmap, SSA3, will also be undertaken. And we have started producing a newsletter to share an update of our work, and anyone interested and wanting a copy can contact us at international@bmd.gov.uk. We plan to finish these activities, SSA 2.5, by September next year, which will then take us to the implementation of the roadmap, SSA3. The implementation of the roadmap, or SSA3, is expected to follow the completion of SSA 2.5, which I just outlined, and will start by conducting a full audit of capacity and capability in the different key countries within the Sub-Saharan Africa region. The benchmarking tool that's been developed will play a vital role in this, as it will also help in the articulation of the institutional development plan of each of those regulatory bodies. An assessment of the IT capacity will also be a key component, given its vital role in the implementation of a harmonized system. Through collaboration with the different national regulatory agencies, regional economic communities, and international organizations, as well as other stakeholders, we will start the implementation of the roadmap, which will include the provision of training on the different regulatory functions, both scientific and administrative, development of guidelines, and improvement of the IT infrastructure. This work will take us beyond 2022 and will be refined and amended based on the consultations which are being undertaken with the national regulatory agencies and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now, as I promised earlier, I'll share with you a screenshot of the database that we developed. And this is the screenshot of the global database of veterinary medicines regulators that we published at the end of SSA2 and can be accessed at the URL shown in the slide. As you can see, it is classified into the different continents, with countries where we have entry shaded in different colors. The ones in white are the ones that we're still waiting to find some information. This is the last slide, and I hope that you found it informative and gave you an update of what we have been doing and plan to do in supporting the improvement of the regulation of veterinary medicines in Sub-Saharan Africa, and the harmonization work within the continent. Thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.